Hi everyone, it's Eleni here from Yoga Hari Healing. Today I thought that I could take you through shoulder stand and how to use supports to get into shoulder stand that will make it a little easier for you to move into it but also to remain in it. So the way that I teach shoulder stand is with equipment. I always practice it with equipment, and I usually have I have 4 blankets, and I use a strap, and I use a yoga chair, which you can see up against the wall there, which I'll show you what we're going to do with it. So first of all, we're going to need to set up our blankets. So if you can have 4 blankets with the folded edges, so these are the folded edges, we're all going to place the folded edges in the same direction, one on top of the other. And because I'm really pedantic, make sure that the blankets are very neat and very smooth so that we don't feel any discomfort or imbalance when we're in shoulder stand. So once we've done that, we're going to take the strap and we measure the strap shoulder distance apart. And the way I like to measure it is by taking one edge of the strap to the outer tip of one shoulder and then to the outer tip of the other. And that's about shoulder distance. So we place this next to us, and then we're going to lie our back onto these folded blankets with the head facing that way. Now I'm going to come up and just move the chair, and we're going to place the chair, don't worry too much about the distance because I'll explain it, with the seat of the chair facing the folded edges of the blankets. And what I like to do is have the legs of the chair on the mat and the others off the mat. So it just really depends what your surface is, whether you're practicing on floorboards or carpet. But sometimes on floorboards, the chair can move around a little, and that's why I like to have the front legs of the chair at least on the mat. So I usually place the blankets about halfway down the mat, and then I lie down. Now in a moment I'm going to place my shoulders just to the bottom edge of these folded blankets. So not over and not halfway down. And the way I like to place or measure the tip of the shoulders is by taking the crease of the thumbs, and I'll show you in a moment, over the folded edges of the blankets and extending the thumbs back towards the shoulders. So let me do that now. So we're going to turn around so you face away from the chair, you bring the buttocks onto the mat or off the blankets, and you place your shoulders down onto the blankets. Now at this point you will have some part of the neck on the blankets, but essentially we don't want to be looking like this. We want the shoulders on the blankets. So you come back down, then you take the creases of your thumbs over the edge of the blankets, you extend the thumbs back, and you place the tip of the shoulders where the thumbs are. And that's an approximate distance. Then you take your strap, and I like to put it on the arm to start with, over the elbow, so that you don't go looking for it when you're actually up or halfway up into halasana, because we're actually going to move into ardha halasana first. So I like to place it over the elbow, and then I just hook part of the strap into the crease of the thumb so it doesn't get all tangled up. Then from here you bend the knees and you kick the legs up and, oh actually before you do that, okay, so once you've got this strap on, you take the legs of the chair and you push the chair away from you until your arms are straight. Elbows are straight, arms are straight. And that's where you should have the chair. That's an approximate distance of the chair. Then you release the legs of the chair. You keep the strap onto the arm. You walk the feet together. And then you bend the knees and you kick your legs up and over into ardha halasana. And you rest the toes onto the chair, not the tops of the feet like this, but the toes. Then we're going to take the strap and we place it on both elbows, over both creases of the elbows. And then from here, I like to interlock the fingers, straighten the arms, and tuck one shoulder under at a time.
so that you come right onto the tip of the shoulders, because in shoulder stand you do need to be onto the tip of the shoulders. Now once you've done that, you can release the hands and place the hands into the back. I like to go skin to skin. So from here, most people will round off the back and collapse the pubic bone. But what I'm going to get you to do is lengthen the torso, lift the pubic bone towards the ceiling, and then draw the buttock bones back away from the chair. And then you lift the front of the thighs and you press the palms into the back. Now you have the lift that you need. You're right onto the tip of the shoulders. Keep the legs active and firm. Then we're going to inhale. We're going to take the right leg up towards the ceiling. The right leg remains firm and the tailbone lifts towards the heel and moves in towards the body at the same time. You point the balls of the feet towards the ceiling. Then exhale, bring the leg down. Make another adjustment, lifting the pubic bone, drawing the buttock bones back. Then inhale, lift the left leg up. Again, keep the left leg firm, bring the tailbone in, and also lengthen it simultaneously towards the heels. Now that leg, we don't want it to roll out. We want to draw the inner thigh back and lift the ball of the foot towards the ceiling, lifting the pubic bone at the same time. Now keep that left leg there, let the other leg come to meet it. So as we bring the legs together, we make a little adjustment. We have the hands towards the shoulder blades as much as we can, and we lift the pubic bone and the tailbone simultaneously. To try to get a little bit of that lift, I like to take the legs apart, lift the pubic bone, tailbone, keep it lifting, and then drawing the inner thighs back together. And now we have the legs, they're firm, the balls of the feet are towards the ceiling. Now we're going to bring our awareness towards the bottom part of the posture. Try not to have the legs over towards the head and all the weight into the head. If you're doing that, you'll need to bring some weight back into the elbows. Can you see how when I bring the weight back into the elbows, it brings my torso back and it brings my legs back and it releases the pressure into the head. And again, you might need to just adjust again. As the weight comes into the elbows, the triceps press into the floor, the tailbone and pubic bone lift simultaneously. You keep the thighs firm. You keep the breath steady. Now to come down, you can do it one leg at a time and you bring the other leg down. Or if you want to practice, you can bend from the hips, let the buttocks slide back. The heels of the palms might come away from the back a little if the wrists are tight. You engage through core and you bring the legs down. And now there's just one last lift up. Now before you come out, you need to take the strap off, otherwise you'll get tangled up. So release the hands from the back, take the strap off, just move it to the side, take the hands onto the floor behind you, bend the knees and gently unroll, allowing the buttocks to come back down and the soles of the feet onto the floor. Once you've done that, I like to wiggle back and bring the front edge of the pelvis just to the front edge of the blankets. And then take the arms out to the side, straighten the legs, starfish out, open up, and feel the result of your salamba sarvangasana, your shoulder stand. How good does that feel? Really beautiful pose for women to regulate hormones. Great pose to do after the bleeding cycle has ended. But it is a contraindication for bleeding time. So try to avoid practicing sarvangasana, during the menstruation, bending the knees, rolling over to the side,
and then sitting up all the way. And that is shoulder stand. I hope that you've been able to pick up some pointers from supported shoulder stand, and I hope you include it in your regular yoga practice. Thanks for watching.